You're watching iCarly. Whoa. Whoa.
One day I'm going to have to check it out. Check out the iCarly.
iCarly?
We're here.
Whoa. Whoa.
One day I'm going to have to check it out.
Miranda Cosgrove.
Whoa. Turn my volume off. Don't worry.
Look at that, dude.
Don't worry.
We look all cool. Like my shirt's
that's
like
not true.
This.
You look horrible.
This makes me want a gray shirt.
You look great.
Look at that.
You look great.
Instead of the blue, having it gray.
Good morning. It's Bill at RV7. He's going to see us tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
It's Chad B. Surrender.
Cowboy hat.
Chris. Feckless cowboy.
Nice.
Has a cowboy hat emoji, which I can appreciate.
I mean, I got to go to live chat.
I can appreciate it all. Look at yours, is all black and stuff. My screen's all white.
You got to set it to dark mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How is everyone? The mighty Woodrow. Sean and I are recovering because we were out raging till like 9:30 last night.
Dwayne Betts.
Dwayne Betts and the
Palmetto Motel?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I feel like it should have been the motels, like the Palmetto Motels.
That would be
there's
cool.
Multiple, but I mean, I guess
maybe it's just not. Maybe it's not the Palmetto Motels. Like maybe it's just Palmetto Hotel.
You think so? You think it's Dwayne Betts, Palmetto Hotel?
Yeah.
And Palmetto Hotel.
Palmetto Hotel.
Let's see. Dwayne.
Can't lose
Betts
this.
And
It's very important.
it is. It is
Top
and
secret.
Palmetto Motel, not the Palmetto.
Not the.
Motel. That's
Not
amazing.
Not the.
Let's see. Let's call his band members out by name. Guitarist Johnny Statula.
That's right.
Pedro Arevalo. I'm definitely mispronouncing that shit. And Barry Dwayne Oakley.
What?
Oh, that's the other bass player. Sorry. Drummer Vincent Fawcett Jr. and keyboardist Max Butler.
Oh, so like
They have
Aravello, the Pedro and the Barry Dwayne guy, they switch out?
Yep, seems like it. Barry Dwayne Oakley. He must be related to the...
Yeah, I think he is.
Well, that's cool, ain't it?
Which we found out that the bass Pedro was playing was Barry Oakley's bass.
That he
given
used.
to him by
Dickie Betts.
Dickie Betts.
Right?
That's the guy. That's the guy.
That guy.
Let's talk about using cranked super reverbs in a small theater.
I think it's the only way. It is the future.
It was kind of amazing, and it wasn't that loud.
It wasn't. And, like, hearing actual amp tone was very nice.
Whoever mixed it
Did a great job.
very
Fantastic
pleasant.
job.
Sean and I sat there and chatted. And the guitar tone was kind of heavenly. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There was lots of takeaways. Lots of takeaways.
Lots of takeaways.
Lots of guitarmony.
There was Guitarmony. There was Keyboard Faces. There was
a lot of keyboard faces. I kind of liked how he had like his little organ there and the foot pedal down there. It was kind of like he was driving the car.
Oh, yeah.
Like facing us.
There were some moments it was like...
It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it would speed up. That's right.
I think that Homegrown Son is onto something. You
I
could
like
be
that. The
offset outlaw.
I
Double
like
O.
that.
Ooh, if you will.
I like that.
Ooh. Oh.
Double O.
We got
I like it.
Rob Allen from rainy Boston.
Plano, Texas? That's cool.
Yeah, people from all where. God bless you.
9:30 p.m. What are you guys, 20? Yes.
We are nationwide.
We were burning it up last night, dude.
Yeah, no, for real. Seriously. We almost went out afterwards and we thought, no. It's too crazy.
Too crazy.
Too crazy.
Too wild. Yep.
There you go. Homegrown Son says that's your album title. The Offset Outlaw.
No, Offset Outlaw.
Just a good old boy.
Down.
But you have to do it like in the... And they did a Wilco song last night. I was about to say in the style of Wilco. They did a Wilco song. Forever when I thought of offsets, I thought of Wilco.
Yeah.
Niels Klein.
I think of like Sonic Youth because they got those beat up ones, but I think they are more the traditionalist with it being like, you know, it's a jazz master as it's supposed to be, not like let's put humbuckers in it and shove a drumstick in it and do all this crazy shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but they're making weird noises.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Mayor McCheese wanted to know, how was the honeymoon?
It was awesome. We had a great trip. Went to a bunch of places. Did a good road trip. Found ourselves in Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia, however you want to look at it, whatever side of the line you're on. And it was all right. It was a sad place. I want to say that. If you go to Bristol, it's a very sad place. Birthplace of country music. They're stretching that a bit, but it was nice, but it was sad. That was the musical part of the journey. We were like, man, this is a really depressing place. But
Build RV7 says burning the midnight oil Saturday. Gonna go Moco Rise and then the Beltry to see Whiskey Pines.
woo!
Now listen, maybe
We just crashed.
we
the
take a
Beltry.
little
Yeah,
Beltry takeover.
I think we do that. I think we show up with that damn Magnatone half stack we got next door, and
I don't
Put it on wheels.
has Con Build RV7, have you? I'm trying to think if you've been here when because like I fill in for Bobby pretty regularly, but I don't know if we've ever had a ever been to a Whiskey Pines show with Jonathan.
I think we take. I don't think it's just both of us. I think we take the whole kid and caboodle over there. You know,
Everyone.
everybody.
They'd be like,
Chelsea starts setting up drums. You know.
it's gonna have drums because at Beltry they're gonna have old Sammy sticks.
Oh, so we could just walk.
And
right
they
in.
might even have Mike playing bass. They don't have the whole thing.
Sounds
the
like
whole
we're just
kit
gonna
and caboodle.
walk right into this thing.
Nobody tell them. Nobody tell them that we're taking over.
That's right.
I know there's only a few of you that would talk to them, but still,
It's true.
we got Matt
What did I see?
trying not to kill anybody at work.
Homegrown son made it to 70 today. Congratulations.
Pretty
Happy
good.
birthday.
Yes,
It's a big one, dude. And then, let's see. Lee Ronaldo's Jazz Master has humbuckers. Exactly. As I said, it's not a regular one. They always trick him out and do weird
it's
stuff.
not a normal
I'm a big Lee Ronaldo fan.
JM.
He's a cool guy. I'm going to make sure that I've seen
Chad B says, "Don't you guys have an event this weekend with Baxter headlining? Let's don't go putting things in Baxter's head. He's not headlining. He's next to the headliner.
He's
But
the
yes,
assistant to the headliner.
He's like the it's like the headliner, Baxter, and then everything else. I'm just kidding.
And
No,
then whatever else.
There's
is
whatever
happening.
else. It's
Jonathan-
Julia Golden, Elijah McCormick, Baxter, the Baxter Clement Band.
The
It
Baxter
says,
Clement
which
Band.
is really just the two of us with Baxter, and then Pat and Craig Fuller.
Everybody, this is somebody. Chris Thomas said he's co-headliner? Question mark.
No.
I mean, if you
I'm
wanna
gonna say
think
no.
that.
I'm gonna say third opener. No,
Third opener. There you go.
I hope he's watching next door. He's all from his teaching thing this morning, so
It's all
hopefully he's like, what?
It's
what
a
are
matter
they
of
saying?
perspective. You could be like, yeah, I'm a third headliner.
It's sort of like, this is not the situation this Saturday, but it's sort of like when you're on one of the big festivals and like there's a really famous band at the end, and you're like, we opened for blah blah blah, you know what I mean? And you're like,
But you played at
at 10 a.m.
Yes.
that morning on a side stage somewhere. I'm not saying I've not done that.
It's
but,
like being at Merle
yeah, we
Fest.
opened for exactly.
I go and
you
play
know.
the open mic stage, and I'm like, I did open up for Bonnie Raitt a couple of times.
That's right.
Oh, brother.
Didn't you? Didn't you?
ya? Yep.
Yeah.
Johnny is in every band Saturday night, though, because he's the house band, baby.
They can't get away from me.
He's also what we'll call the musical director, I think.
Oh,
is that
so
the official
don't go
title?
telling people that, because then if it goes poorly, they'll be like, oh,
You know who the musical
Yes,
director was?
it's all my fault.
That's right.
Alex Holden is here. Proud owner of a brand new Levi Perry Strat.
It's beautiful.
It was a great guitar.
I hate I didn't get to see it.
You didn't get to see it at all. God,
But it
that's right.
looked beautiful in the photos.
It was really good. The neck was sort of amazing. I mean, like, it was a really good neck. It's funny. Like, it's hard to sort of qualify. Like you'll play 5 custom shops, and then like a master build, and they'll all be the same neck carve. But 1 or 2 of those will just be like, wow, this neck. But they're all the same, but they're not. Like Alex, it was not.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know.
It was that cut above thing. That weird thing that Levi does.
Mary McCheese says, I'm going to crush it. I mean, I probably am. You're probably right. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Mary McCheese.
He also said, all right, enough is enough. Bring out a Gibson. Let's do this. They're all next door.
They're all next door. Listen, so far, we've got some. I feel like they do this on purpose. Like our first batch was just Les Paul Studios, some Les Paul specials, an SG standard, like 61 standard,
and then a special. Special standard?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
And then we got one Epiphone SG.
Yeah.
So like we'll get them in little batches like that. So
smattering.
that was our first delivery, and then they're gonna come in. Hopefully the next one will be like a bunch of standard like Les Pauls and stuff, and then I'm assuming the custom shop stuff will come last.
The next one in the next couple of months, if you look out, we got a big wave coming. I know that's as much as I know. Now as to what's in the wave, I don't know. It's a big ass wave.
It's a big wave. Someone says, Chris says, so is Sean allowed to touch the SG? Apparently, you and our wives on Instagram both said no, we were not allowed.
I apparently have SG at home, even though it's broken. I have SG at home. That's what she said.
You do need an ES now, Alex. That's all you're missing.
Yeah.
If you had that, you'd be good. Friends don't let friends play Gibson.
Well,
there you go.
I mean, I guess we're bad friends here.
Surrender says, what's the skinny on any sweet Gibsons coming Casino's way? Well, like I said, we got... I know we got Murphy Lab, Acoustics, and, SGs and Les Pauls coming. So we won't really know until we see them which ones are like, oh. But we've been brainstorming our little minds together on some maybe special runs, if you will, which we won't give too much away. But maybe we'll make those available to members and you guys first. But
I think it'd be cool if the members got to know kind of some of the background, behind the scenes things we're working on. Top secret things. And also, real quick, Ned's here. Holy shit.
He says I let all my friends play Gibson, just maybe not mine. There you go. That's decent. It's a decent policy.
We haven't seen Ned in a minute, dude. I'm like, this is exciting.
Woodrow says, good thing I don't have any friends. We're your friends, Woodrow. We're your friends, and we would still let you play Gibson. Lexington Daniel says, I don't need an ES, but I might need a second ES. It is funny, right? Like, when you get a good guitar like that, you start thinking, maybe I need another one. Like, because there's part of your brain that says, oh, I need to check out the boxes. But then part of your brain's like... Because I did have my weird phase where I was like, only Telecasters.
Yeah.
I had like 5 Telecasters. They all had sort of different things.
Yeah.
I do miss a few of them. Now I'm down to just one sad old Telecaster. I have a really good Telecaster.
You need a few Tellies.
I feel like I need I feel like you get down to the thing where you're like, well, I got a 50s Telly. I need a 60s Telly.
I was going to say.
And then you're like, well, I need a thin line. And then you're like, well, I got a 60 Strat with a rosewood board. It'd be nice to have a maple board.
That's right.
Because I am kind of thinking that now.
And back to the Telly situation, you also got to have a Telly with a humbucker in the neck.
I was going to say, what if you had a thin line with P90s?
That's right. P90s. I mean, we haven't went through all the iterations of Telly that you
That's
need.
the one that I should have kept. I had one, a single bound Telly with P90s. And it yeah.
The one that got away.
I should have kept that one.
You're like Katy Perry. The one that got away.
Do Gibson or Fender take offense to a dealer advertising aftermarket pickup services? Throwbacks in Gibsons would be dope. I don't think they really take much. I don't think they care.
No.
Throwbacks in Gibson would also absolutely.
Now, if you go out and you shit talk the pickup, you're like, these pickups fucking sucked. They put garbage in these. They're robbing you. And we put these.
Maybe
they'd be a little upset about that. What's the P in P90 stand for?
Potato.
There you go.
Back when the Irish immigrants would carve old potatoes and use them as soap bars. No, I'm just kidding. That would be really funny. No.
Y'all, Ned said, y'all blabbermouths. Y'all give up all the secrets if somebody buys you 2 shots. I mean, the thing is, live stream and members and stuff like that, they kind of... You guys are on the inside.
That's
right?
true.
Because whoever watches our videos, we got people who have never seen it before. And we know that because we get Baxter Hair comments. Like, it happens as if he's never heard it before. Comb your hair. It's like, what? This must be his first video. So, you're on the inside, Ned. That's what we're telling you.
You're on the inside. That's
You're
true.
on the inside. I'm on the outside.
It doesn't even really take 2 shots for,
No.
you know.
You can just ask.
Here's a question. A real question. What is an ideal but realistic acoustic guitar collection for an amateur solo acoustic 1 gig per week kind of person? Asking for a friend. I mean, man, that's the wide. Because some people who are just doing the 1 gig a week and maybe have like another normal, like good fair to middling job,
Yeah.
you know, like sometimes they have the best guitars, right? Because they're not like, and then the people who are like slum it, they've got like, you know, the 114 CE. I mean, you could start there, right? Like those lower level Taylors are just sort of ready to roll. Some people don't like the ES2, but it's just a workhorse, right? You get it and it's ready to roll. Same with like the Martin like Road Series, right? But if you wanted to bump up a little bit from there, maybe like a nice triple aught 28.
That's good.
And then the Dreadnought. Like, I would think if you say collection, that makes me think more than one. Like if you have some nice, smaller-ish, you know.
Well, my thought was going to be like you can go the GS Mini, maybe even like a Plus route that have something a little nicer, but it's still not like a crazy expensive thing. And then on the collecting end, like you're saying, you get like some really good Martins. I'd say you get a Gibson in there. Everybody needs at least one Gibson, you know? When it comes to acoustics, I feel like having one good dead Gibson is where it's at. Now, it's not going to be the banger that you want to play out if you're playing with like a bluegrass band, but if you're just like wanting something that you can play and tinker around with and write and maybe even play out and sing with, they're really good.
It's a good songwriter, like singer-songwriter guitar, right? But I mean, that's what I would like. Like right now, I have the triple aught 28 that I play a lot with just the little K&K Pure Mini in it. Yeah. I've got
that awesome Taylor, right?
Taylor 810, which is actually Brazilian back and sides.
Pretty dope. That's a great sounding guitar.
I played it at shows. Part of me's like, man, it's so good for like just as a pure acoustic sound. Yeah. But I'm like, nah, play it, you know, and so, but it's got that, it's the Martin thin line, what was it called, the gold, the pickup? It's like, it's just you know, it doesn't have a preamp. I mean, it does have a preamp, but it doesn't have any controls. It's an okay pickup. I've thought about swapping it with, like an LR Bags. Yeah. You know, something.
It'd be cool to have something with like a mic. That's probably just a like piezo passive thing, right? Yeah. A mic in there, but because it's such a good sounding guitar naturally. You know,
I played with my buddy Alex the past weekend in Georgia, and he's got that new LR Bags, the Hi-Fi Duet with the little thimble mic and the thing like the K&K. Yeah. And it sounded ridiculous. Like, sounded great. But anyways, but what I was going to say is, to go with those, that's what I would like, is some form, like a J45 or like Southern Jumbo or, you know, Hummingbird, something like that.
A little Hummingbird
would be the deal. A little Hummingbird action. I really wouldn't care about having a Hummingbird until Jack, pal Jack.
Dude, but I mean, he went and got like...
He got like the Hummingbird, you know.
Ned asked a question. He says, what's the GS and GS Mini stand for? Grand Symphony.
It's a mini Grand Symphony.
Bingo. There you go. I just felt that would be a quick answer there.
There you go. That, unless you want the made up witty answer. Like potato.
Like potato. Like
Ned says he went and put the LR Bags M1A in all my acoustics. That's the one with that's the sound hole one, right? The magnetic one? Because that, I kind of think that's kind of awesome too. And I think the real, like, the best solution is that plus, like, like either something like a K&K or a piezo, and then you blend them. Yeah. Like magnetic and piezo or piezo or however you want to say it. Yeah. But I don't know.
He said, thank you. Great feedback.
Oh, Chad, I still got to send you that one track with the old mule that I've got on my phone. It's pretty good. I wanted to mix it a little bit more, but I need to just send it to you.
J45 or J200 Hummingbird? I'm a J45 kind of guy.
Man, I just took a fly date to Indiana in November. And it's with my pal, Allan Craig Miller, who I hadn't played for forever because he's taking a little break. I should talk about him one day because he's kind of awesome. But anyways, he's got a really nice J45. And the good thing is I'm going to fly up there with nothing but my telly, but half the show's acoustic, so I'm going to play his J45.
Nice. This is going to be a problem. That's what I'm hearing. Somebody's going to fall in love. That's what's going to happen.
Well, I've played this guitar a lot before because we used to do that all the time. We'd be out on the road and we'd do half the show like acoustic or like a part of it, you know.
Yeah.
And he would just sing and I'd get his J45. Play the soothing sounds of Kenny Chesney.
You ain't had the big G in your pocket like we do right now, dude. You know what I mean? It's getting dangerous.
Dude, speaking of the big G in your friggin' pocket, did you see Eddie's got that vintage friggin' the P90 Les Paul? I didn't see what year it was, but it belonged to Sean Costello.
Who's that?
Well, I didn't know much about him, but apparently he was like a regional, like an Atlanta kind of legend for like soul and blues. I guess really influenced Eddie.
You know,
but he died like really young apparently.
I was gonna say a little sidebar about 89 Volt. I love that he is a rock and roll, R&B and blues historian at heart. He admires stuff like that, and I'm like, that's really cool. And I can't think of anybody better to maybe get their hands on something that cool.
Well, it was fun because I think Mark helped him know that guitar was floating around Nashville.
Daddy Mark, maybe. Uncle.
And then I think they're just letting him borrow that guitar for the album. Yeah. They said they brought it to him at Easy Eye at the studio.
I'm excited to see what they cut around with because like his record before that he did already sounded awesome. So I'm like, whatever they're gonna bring to the table is just gonna elevate that even more. You know, it's gonna be good. He does not own it. He's just borrowing it, is what it appears.
That's what I think it sounded like. I was gonna actually text him a little bit later, and see. But
now he might make some choices like we all end up doing at some point. Be like,
I feel like he's about to hit a point in his career. I don't know this, but I feel like where he's gonna be like, okay, I can get something badass. Yeah. Because I feel like Eddie has had like a string of guitars. Yeah. And he's going so much. Yeah. They just get.
Oh, well, that one gold top that he brought in the first time we met him,
was destroyed.
That was a beat, dude. He's like, yeah, it's only like 10 years old or so. I was like, dude, it looks like you've been playing this for 70 years.
Like he loves that 345.
Yeah.
But I think it takes a lot of abuse on the road, which I think is why he always ends up going back to the Esquire that is now a double Esquire because he had the neck pickup put in. But that is one thing you can't beat a telly for. Throw it in a bag, take it wherever, it's going to be fine. Swap out the saddles every now and again and the bridge pickup. But
maybe you have to throw on a new harness. But what's great about that is it's
so easy. Like mine, I've only had to replace I had to replace the wiring harness once. Yeah. I'm on the third set of saddles.
What about your bridge pickup? You've had to swap that out 2 times, right?
No. Well, I only really swapped it once. Like, it probably needed it for a while. Yeah. But I have to bring that in one day, the old one, and show you guys how filthy it is.
Well, it just shows you how much, like, oxidization and stuff like that really hits. Like, it gets it.
Filthy. Well, and I mean, if you're a sweaty, disgusting human being like me, then apparently. Steve Rezer says, where in Indiana will you be playing? Man, somewhere right around Fort Wayne, Huntington. In fact, I might go to Sweetwater for a day. And I don't know. I have no idea the venue, but I'll find out. I'll try to find out. That won't be till I think it's November 22nd. Yeah. So, I'll find out. Knowing Allan is probably some little, who knows, you know. I think Allan, so Allan's been playing, he's from Huntington, Indiana. And he started playing a long time ago. He had I wish I could think of, his first thing was a duo, and I can't think of the guy's name, but they were pretty big. And so then Allan started going to Nashville and doing the Nashville thing, which is obviously where I met him. He was the first sort of like real gig that I had in Nashville. And then I played for him on and off as he played the whole time, but he always was back and forth from Indiana. to Nashville, because you know he just got an awesome place in Indiana. But anyways, he like had some pretty decent success in Europe with some songs, and I mean, we used to tour all over the country, just doing like big fairs and big clubs and like Tequila Cowboy and you know those kind of like 2,000 or 3,000 sort of person club kind of places, people line dancing and junk. But he was he had some good producers, man. He had Eric Halbig, who was a pretty good producer in Nashville, who's done some really popular like top 40 country, modern country. And then he also had the guy Kenny Greenberg, who was Kenny Chesney's guitar player, co-writer, producer, and he was like the rock guy. If you wanted like rock kind of guitar on your stuff, he was the session guy you'd get for a long time in Nashville. Yeah. But anyways, Allan worked with all those guys, and I mean he's just like a top. He's a great singer. He's a great songwriter, but like what he really does well is he just in front of a crowd.
Yeah, he's got that thing.
He's just got the thing, and he's just like.
That's
like
cool,
if I did the things Allan did, you'd be like, what a loser. But he does them, and you're just like, oh my God, we all love him, and the crowd's into it, and it's engaging. It's just something like that is odd to watch.
Yeah,
because it's just it kind of defies.
Yeah, it's that level of charisma thing that you're like, man. I've seen a couple of people like that where you're like, I understand why cults exist, kind of thing. Like because there's just the thing of some people's personality where they can just. And Allan has that. But so anyways, so then he just kind of semi-retired from like performing, you know? And then he and I have talked some this past year. I know he's got the bug. He's like, how is that do it?
So I think he half just put this together because he's like, I want to play. And then I think he's probably dipping his toe in to see, do I want to do this more? You know what I mean? Hey. But it'll be good to see him. I haven't seen him in quite a while. But anyways, I'll find out where the venue and what the deal is and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
he'll keep us updated as we get closer to that. So if you are in Indiana and you do want to go see Johnny, he'll be there. Willing and able, baby. Willing
and able. Like I said, I might even do a Sweetwater day. You know. Sweetwater. Got some pictures from you from old homegrown son. Something I think he said Skylar might want to try out.
She's done some
cool gig bag artwork.
She painted my twin reverb, and she also has painted some guitars and some amps for some guys, which I'll find some photos of and I'll post them up into the Casino Crew on Facebook, and maybe next week we'll show them because she's crushed it. If you'd like any of that.
Everything she's done has been pretty awesome. From your twin to the guitar for that guy. Yeah. Whose was that? Was that somebody that would be launched? No.
Oh yeah, no, it was Sean.
Oh yeah.
Shannon and Sean, yeah. The local folks here. Well, I guess they're not local anymore. They moved down to Florida, but he had a amazing Princeton that she did, and like I said, Sweet JP, he's not over there at the moment, but I might be able to find the photos later.
Ed Schnurr says, "How many amplifiers is too many on stage?"
No such thing.
I
mean, how much space you got? That's to me is the real thing. And how many do you want to carry?
That's just the thing is how many do you want to carry? Because that's the limiting factor, and honestly, in a lot of ways, it's like how much space you got in whatever you're driving. Yes. You know, do you have a trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And speaking of amps, Todd Roy just pointed out one that Johnny and I have been talking about. I think it actually just released a few days ago, and it just so happened. That's why that video came out. Sweetwater had that. It was up to order. But the 62 Fender Super that they reissued.
Pause that for 2 seconds. Chris Thomas asked what it takes to join the Casino Crew on Facebook.
Just
hit click join and we'll
I'll accept it right now if you want.
Yeah, dude.
Go do it. It's the Casino Crew on Facebook.
That's right.
And there's a bunch of folks in there. We all send random pictures of our stuff, poke fun at each other.
But now, back to the 62 Fender amp. Sean sent me that last night after we left Dwayne Betts. That is a good... I mean, listen, Fender... I love Fender, and you know that. But sometimes they put out some demos of new products that sound god-awful. You know what I mean? It's like, what were you got? But that amp sounded... The one you sent me So now we've known about that amp for a while, and it's been out for a while, like as far as you being able to see it, but there were no videos. Nobody had one.
No.
Sweetwater has said for a while that they're in stock, but no videos or anything.
Yeah.
But I have been very excited
Yeah.
about the release of that. That lives in my sort of world that I love.
I kind of wish, and I'm sure they won't do this because they're doing these limited releases of, they're not limited releases, I don't guess, but you know, they do it's kind of like an annual release of some new model. I kind of wish, as they've done the 65 and the 68 series, I wish they would
just do that series.
62s, you know, like.
Well, it may be that this is a tester for that. Like, because, you know, they're going to put the one out, and if it sells like crazy, then they maybe. And then if not, though, they're going to be like, eh. Now, Todd says Todd Roy says Chris Buck has been using one for a week or so. Damn.
He was using a concert before that, too.
The old one, yeah.
It's like, I feel like if they did the Super, a concert, and even do some that maybe didn't quite exist, but use the preamp section and make
like they did in the 68
deluxe
thing.
Yes, exactly.
But with that topology,
yes.
I feel like those amps are where our amp tastes converge.
That is
like
right.
That's the Venn diagram. You know, is that
it's the Tweety chaos factor with like
that harmonic tremolo.
Yes, harmonic tremolo. I feel like there's a little more clarity to the notes too.
There is. It kind of does
face.
the Hendrixy thing. Yes. Like, it's so good.
It is. It's incredible. I really do love the concert.
Mayor McCheese says the Marla amps has some cool stuff going on right now. Listen, they really have some awesome stuff going on. He's got more stuff coming, but he's doing a giveaway every month for a Handwired pedal. So make sure you follow him on Instagram. And it's easy. Like, you literally just have to like the post and tag 3 buddies and follow Marla amps, and you're entered. But good old Anthony. He's got all kind of good stuff coming.
And the pedal is something, without saying too much, that we have, me and him have talked a fair amount about, is all I can say. That's all I can say.
That's all we can say. But yeah, I mean that's yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then also, man, like, well, I don't know if I should talk about it. About the thing that he sent with us. Is that coming out? Is that gonna be available to the public?
We can't talk about it yet,
okay,
but
right.
It will be, and we will be the first on the news drop, because I talked to him about that too. He was like, yes.
I want to come back to Mayor McCheese's questions. Why don't guitar brands do more with recording studios? But Reverted says, my daughter wants an acoustic for Christmas. She's seen Fender's new California standards. Is this a good option? I'm going to be honest with you. No. Listen, Fender, God bless them. That's not generally their strong suit. If you want a decent acoustic and you want it to say Fender, buy a CD60. And if you don't, if you want us to go up to that like $500-$600 or beyond range, there's just a lot of other probably better options. If I'm just being 100% honest. I mean, like, if you just love the aesthetic and you got to have that, won't be the end of the world. But I just honestly think probably some better options for the money, you know?
Yeah. Sorry, I jump in. I went to prove some of the Casino Crew things, so I was a little out of the loop. But CD60s, is that what we're talking about?
Well, he was saying that his daughter saw the new California Standards acoustics. And I'm just saying, I think that there's probably some better options. Especially if she's a brand new guitar player.
Yes.
Or a newer guitar player. I just think.
And like,
you know,
that is, you got to ask yourself a couple of questions with that. Like,
let me look at
this if it is a, and we talk about this with people who come into the shop and they're looking to buy a Christmas present, or their kid's really excited about guitar, are they really inspired by that guitar? Like, if you buy her this guitar, is it a visual thing that she's gonna it'll make her want to play kind of situation? Because if so, then, you know, it'll work. Like, there are definitely better guitars, though, I would say. Like, if you did, like,
I mean, you know, they're not horrible. Yeah, I just think they're better ones. Like I said, Fender's made this one called the CD60 for a long time. Yeah. It's the same price, and we found that's the one that we keep in the shop for like kind of beginners, you know, or like inexpensive but good.
Yeah. But that's where I say.
But I mean, if I was gonna spend that on like you know, a couple hundred to $300 to $400 to $500, I'd be looking at like Yamaha. I'd be looking at like Alvarez, not a bad option.
I would honestly, you can still get a Taylor GS Mini without electronics at $499,
which is gonna play and feel and sound great and last forever.
I think, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it doesn't have electronics though." It's okay. You're not, if that's a selling point, you can always add a K&K later on. You can do all kinds of things. But, anyways.
Now, Goody Guitar says for beginner nylon strings, and I kind of disagree with that. I don't think that's great unless you want to play nylon string music, unless you want to play classical guitar.
Classical guitar, or at least that sound. Because the
honestly,
neck is bigger.
I say if you're just going for ease of play, electric guitar. Because you know what I mean? Like, nylon strings typically much wider neck, right? If it's a less expensive, like classical. Yeah, and it just, when all the strumming stuff you're going to do is like, eh. So I'd say if you're just going for, it's easier on your fingers, give them an electric.
Hell yeah.
But, whatever. Mayor McChee says buying a good used guitar is also an overlooked option. I'm going to give you all my thoughts that I try to tell parents these things right now that they never listen to me. Because they're like, no, it's not a bad option if you know what you're looking for.
That's right.
But they don't. Because parents don't play guitar, the kid doesn't play guitar yet, so they end up with these unplayable, god-awful pieces of shit from the pawn shop.
Well,
and there's great guitars sometimes in the pawn shop, but there's also, like, so many people hamstring themselves when for almost the same money you get a new guitar that's like set up well, or at least go to a guitar shop and buy a used thing where they can help you and like it's set up decently.
And I'm gonna throw in an honorable mention on this because where some people turn towards the Facebook Marketplace or a pawn shop, a lot of other people turn towards Amazon and find the cheapest thing they can get. And I want you all to know, I'm not saying this because
you guys aren't buying these guitars, so we're preaching to the choir.
But if anybody out there you want to give them this advice, they will waste $85.99
on an unplayable instrument.
Amazon guitar, and they get it, and they're like, "Well, what? Can't you fix it?" I'm like, "No, it's like this is a piece of shit."
These are like these are for kids. They're toy things. If it's got the little thing that clips over the thing, so you don't cut your finger on that. Yeah. So I mean, like, the used thing is an option, but I also find the decent used things sometimes are they're more expensive than just good beginner guitars exist now. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. Yes, but I would just kind of push back on the because everybody thinks I just got to go find something like parents. They were like, we got to go find something cheap and used. They come in and say, do you guys have used guitars? And I'm like, yes, but
I had it happen yesterday.
The used guitars are $5,000 because they were $8,000 new. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't necessarily equal good value or cheaper or better. I mean,
Yes. And whenever people do ask that, I do think that goes with like a bygone era where you have a used section of guitars like a used car would be. And it's like it's not really doesn't really equate.
Jen Rice says I feel spoiled growing up with $350 Made. I mean, it was a golden time. We didn't know it. But no, Reverted, you are welcome. And I get the, matching thing. And like I said, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I just do think there are probably some better options. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Homegrown Sun says get a good quality setup, and at least the instrument won't be an issue towards learning. I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? Yeah. Like, whatever you get for a beginner, or if you're beginning, you just got to make sure it plays okay,
Sure. Mayor McCheese echoed that same point. He's like, spend as much on a good setup. Yeah.
Which again, that's sometimes where you lose out on the used thing. Yeah. Because again, a CD60, $250, they all play great.
Hard shell case.
I mean, it's like, okay.
Yep.
But I kind of wish more parents would let their kids start on electrics because the fundamentals are the same, way easier to play. And I couldn't tell you how many kids I see quit because their parents said, well, you learn to play this acoustic and then we'll buy an electric, and they're just not interested in that, right?
I feel like you, as a parent, you should ask yourself, what's your kid more inspired towards? Like, do they want to plug into an amp and get loud and make noise? Because that's kind of a part of it. Then do the electric. If they want to sit down and they want to play acoustic, get an acoustic. Go more off of what they are more energized and up for. Because otherwise, you're probably going to end up wasting your money, and they won't like the acoustic guitar anyways. Homegrown Son actually has a great idea. We need to send you two out on a guitar safari that includes pawn shops, guitar centers, and more.
That'd be fun. I mean,
I love guitar safari.
I would love to go. So like I said, we were in Cartersville, Georgia. I was but I took my family with me over last weekend, and Elijah discovered the magic of the pawn shop. Because where else can you go and browse used musical equipment, some drums, some guitars, some tools.
Yeah.
Some old DVDs. he was like, this is a wonderland. But anyways, I found some horrible guitars.
Oh, yeah.
And then I found like a few little gems. I was like, okay, this would be a great guitar for somebody. You know what I mean? Every
once in a while you bump into something that you're like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
neat.
I found one. It was an old, it wasn't old. Well, I don't know exactly what it was. There was nothing, but it was about in the shape of the Gibson we got hanging over there. The one that's like just followed, just absolutely, Yeah. But, anyways, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Todd Rose says, "Ask the parent, how much do you love your child?" That
is the question. That is the question. The GS Mini seems like you can't really lose. I might have to just grab one. Honestly, the GS Mini is a killer guitar.
You honestly can't lose. If the one with no pickup is in the price range, if it's in the budget, because even if you if it's for a kid and they get a little bigger and they want a bigger, better guitar, like that's still an amazing travel, throw in your backpack, throw in your car and go camping.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's still an amazing guitar for that, right? So, and all sorts of things. Mary McShee says we don't have flea markets. We got flea markets.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't.
Might be different.
Yeah.
A little.
I see at flea markets. I love antique stores and stuff like that.
I like flea markets too.
But a lot of the things around here, I think, are very. You don't see that many musical instruments, at least when I go. If I do, it's not.
You want a baby goat or a nice pit bull puppy? Go to the flea market.
Exactly.
And I'm dead serious. Yeah. You want a chicken?
Yes.
For cheap.
You want a Lazy Susan? They got Lazy Susan.
You want some those little flashing sword things, plastic swords. Done.
The newest trend, the 3D printed dragons.
My God, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
And overpriced as hell. I mean, my kids are like, let's get another one. I'm like, no.
I almost feel like there should be some criteria. Where it's like, hey,
at the flea market. I sometimes I do I want to ask the people hey, where'd you get all this stuff?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of amazing. I don't know, but I do enjoy the flea market, and I've actually we've run not us, but I've run little booths at the flea market before, but it's a fun thing to do on a Saturday. But yeah, you might find an old set of appliances. You might find an old stove, old refrigerator. The child can be logged in. All sorts of things. You can get all kinds of cool old tools and stuff. Old hand tools. Man, awesome.
That's right up my alley.
Adam Price has a nice pair of Adidas with 4 stripes, not 3. There you go. That's the kind of flea market we're talking about.
Yes.
I used to love the flea market in Nashville because they'd have so many records, so much vinyl. There was a little spot in that, and that one was huge.
Well, the swap shop aspect in Nashville, I think it's cool. Whenever they do the swap meets and everything, I'm like, damn, that sounds like fun.
That is true. That is nice.
We should start doing that. It'll be the bane of our existence, but we just do a swap shop, and we do one day every 2 months.
I used to think that a flea circus had actually fleas doing tricks. That would be amazing. I'm assuming this is Baxter from next door.
It's got to be a flea circus.
Flea circus. Let's see. Where was Ed? Ed Schnur says, "What is your favorite gauge of strings?" I'm a 12 to 53 or 54 man on acoustic, and then I like 10s on pretty much everything electric. 11s on my Gretsch. 11s on the Gretsch. 10s on everything else.
Yep.
12s on acoustic.
Every once in a while, I'll be like, let's try out a set of 11s on electric. Or let's flip down.
Every time I do it, I end up going back to 10s.
Yeah.
But I do like the 11s on the Falcon.
Yeah.
They just kind of work. And I flip-flopped on that for a while. I went 10s, 11s, 10s, 11s, and then finally landed on the 11s,
Hell yeah.
So, but yeah. What are you going to do? What else we got going on today, Sean? Anything else fun and any newsworthy things?
Oh no, I'm real tired today.
We could. I guess we sort of went through our Dwayne Betts experience last night.
Yeah.
He came in the shop.
He came into the shop.
He was
all
not
right.
a chatty Cathy.
He was not. He was very much like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys are right here.
He's like, I play guitar all the time. I don't want to play. I was like, well, I didn't mean like, you don't have to play. I'm just saying you can.
You could.
Yes.
You would be allowed to.
Anyone, whenever you come into the shop, and I'm sure a lot of you have been to the shop, what do we say? Play anything you'd like.
Play anything you like.
He's not special. I'm just saying.
Sometimes to our own detriment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Who says 13s on the SG? Good God.
That is crazy.
Fettuccine Al Raver.
You know what he's probably got, though? Fucking tone.
Yeah.
He's probably got some
I'm
fucking
interested.
tone,
Is that
bro.
tuned down at all? Is it jacked up to play slide?
I love down a D.
Now listen.
D standard.
Old Chad B, was kind enough. Like I basically kidnapped his mule resonator for a while, and it's 13s on that thing, and it slide is such a joy because like you don't have to worry about pushing down too hard and hitting the frets, Yeah. So like if I thank you, Chris Thomas. I would have 13s on the guitar just to play slide. Like if I was only playing slide, I can't be bothered with that though. That's to make it difficult.
I was thinking about this last night. Whenever I'd left, I'd went home and I was tinkering around with guitar for a second before I hopped in the shower and went to bed. I
did the same thing. I went home and sat and played for a minute.
I was going over the set list and I was like, man, I bet if you did a guitar with 13s, vibrato and bending and stuff like that, you'd probably pull way back on some of those things. I feel like I overdo vibrato sometimes.
It's easy to do that, or to do the nerd like Tom Bukovac talks about, where you're just like, you get excited, and you're like,
yeah. Versus control,
right?
It's
just the only thing. I mean, like I don't mind any of those things on 13s, right? Like it's just the bending. It's just that I like to bend a lot, and I bend a lot. But I mean,
especially a good slow one,
That's called tendonitis on 13s, unless you're tuned to like C. Then it's cool, Then you can do it, but I don't know. Okay, Fettuccine Al Raver says tune down to C. Yeah, tune down to C.
Nice,
I can handle that. Todd Roy, I have not gotten a resonator yet. One of these days. Are the tariffs hitting the guitar market hard? I don't know. I feel like there was sort of a bump, like expecting them.
There was a moment where it was kind of in fear, and then it seemed like it didn't happen. It never really
not the way that like it was, everybody was worried about. So I think
what's funny is like the things that you would expect, like, and I can probably speak candidly on this, is like the things like a lot of the Chinese modelers and stuff like that, or any of those mass-produced, I'm talking like Fender Champ 20s and stuff, have not changed in cost or value. So it's like, okay.
Must be, Mayor McShee says guitar prices are down 20%. Tariffs have done nothing. I feel like he keeps up with these things.
There you go. I know. I feel like he is. Yeah.
I will check in. He kind of keeps us, sends us the what is happening, like the snapshot of the market quite often, which is nice.
The manufacturers tried to fearmonger people into panic buying.
Fear? I mean,
I cannot confirm or deny that claim.
By now, it's happening. I mean, that was the sort of the line there for a bit.
Tom Beatty said he dated a Chinese model one time.
Hey, there you go.
Good for you.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Bill G says 13s on my Gretsch G5620 made it come alive and easy to play. So there you go.
That's right.
There you go. Everybody needs a Chinese model.
Yeah, man.
Or models.
What about you guys? Any Chinese models? I mean, we know Tom's answer.
Maybe we need Chinese for lunch today.
Dude, we haven't done anything like that, man. We can do that. Baxter's excited right now. Dude, he just
He's
lost
there.
us.
Oh,
He's like,
God.
oh shit.
Guys,
Give me the
I'm
phone.
gone. I'm gone.
I called it in. Don't worry.
Okay, Adam might have the best comeback here there.
Was he? That was good.
God, if we had a Panda Express, I'll tell you right now, where we'd be eating, it'd be bad. Why you guys so puffy? Oh, it's all MSG.
Listen,
we're full of sodium.
I like to make fun of the old chinos every once in a while, but I'll tell you this: Panda Express is good. It gets me. Red Bulls. Don't steal my thunder. I need the solid MSG. I think we do. I know what I need. Is some water. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. It's right over there.
Oh yeah.
It's right behind JP. Sweet.
I was thinking that sweet JP.
That is the water.
Oh my God.
Cab?
That water is spicy. Spicy water. I want to know about these Billy Gibbons 7s. Because I feel like that would be kind of fun, but also crazy. Greg McFadden, I'm with you, man. Used guitar prices are down 20% from the peak, according to Reverb. Hardly a crash in real terms. Yeah, no, I mean, you know. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Whatever happened to bringing in the ladies to tell us what it's like to live with a gig musician? Well, Skylar came in, and then I missed it, but I do need to have Christy come in. I guess we could plan to have Christy. Maybe we should have Christy next week.
Hell yeah, dude.
We can make Christy come in next week and tell you what it's like. It might be kind of boring, but, you know. Like, well, he doesn't clean up after himself very well. He never cooks. No, that's not true.
He never cooks. He never cooks.
I mean, I do know. I might take care of dinner, but it's rarely me cooking at that point. It's like, oh,
yeah. I mean,
here's a pizza. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the glories of being dad, right?
Being dad.
Yeah, like you can do that, and everybody's like, "Yay!"
Kids, here's some Taco Bell and Mountain Dew. Have fun. No bedtime.
That's dope.
That's why kids. Oh my God! Have her bring in Jonathan's yearbook from high school. No one wants to see that. That's a god awful, a horrible idea. Okay. So as you become dealers for more lines, does that increase or decrease the value of used items you take on trade? Would having Gibsons and Victory, example, drive up the trade in value? Well, I mean, like, we always have to do sort of the mental math of, like, on a trade, does it make any sense for us, right? And it might not. And here's the thing, and we've kind of talked about this before, but the reality, right, is that it's not just for us, right? It can't be, like, it's not just what is your thing worth, yes, right? It's what can we afford to give you based on the fact that, like if you got a Gibson and you're trying to sell it to us, right? But we know we got 3 new Gibsons coming that are brand new that will sell for more, and the cost of them is right around what you need to get out of it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, like that makes it a tricky thing suddenly. So in some ways, I mean, like, obviously for the longest time, we wanted to buy as many used Gibsons as we could because we didn't have new Gibsons. So it does change the calculus of that a little bit, right? But I don't know that it decreases the value. It just might decrease how often we want those things. And obviously, if we don't want them, you know, like if they don't make sense.
And we got a way out.
Don't do it.
You know, we have this happen all the time where somebody buys, at some point, maybe let's say they buy a Player 2 Stratocaster or something like that for $849. And then they play it for a couple of years, they bring it back in, and we still have 4 or 5 of those same guitars on the wall, not the same exact run, right? But, you know, we have that. Mm-hmm. And they say, well, I paid this much for it. You should at least be able to give me this. And they'll just slice it in half. And I'm like, well, it can't work that way because I already have these 4 waiting, you know? And then this, too, is pre-owned. It's a whole thing. I feel like it does matter more having the line, too. Like Gibson, before, if you had Gibson stuff, we were like, hey, we don't have any Gibsons. We will take it, yes.
Now, if you mean, do our used Gibsons have more value because we are Gibson dealers? Maybe perceived. I'm not sure. Maybe she said it makes us like experts in the lines, which is kind of, there's a thing to that. But I mean, the reality is you could know as much.
Oh, yeah, or as little.
Or as little.
in some places that you go.
As little.
But, you know, we do pride ourselves on taking the time to dig into the lines that we carry and having a knowledge base to at least speak from. And I can say that for everybody, all of us. You know, I'm proud of the knowledge that we have. And whenever we don't know something, what I do love is our core team does not go, oh, well, it's blank, and, you know, bullshit somebody. We actually go and search it up, you know.
Even sometimes when I think I know, I always look it up because I just
tell people,
you know,
I think it might be
things will
this.
change, and I sometimes, you know, I mean, it's just a lot to keep in your brain. And None of us are George Gruen yet. Or like encyclopedic knowledge of random old guitars. But
57 Les Paul Gold Top has this exact distinct marking inside the cavity.
I mean, and we usually have an idea of things, right?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's good to confirm. Better to confirm than to have to backpedal. Yeah. I always think.
Oh yeah.
But now Tom says, having Gibson traffic's driven to the shop used as higher margin. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the margin is kind of set by the market for the most part. So I don't know. It seems a little asshole-ish if we were like jack up all our used prices.
Gotcha, bitch.
The eyes are on them. I mean, you know. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. We're a business, so we're trying to get the most margin we can. But I don't know if that's if I'd say that.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think you'll see much of a change in our used pricing, nor our trade-ins. It really, because we've gotten, just because of the way the market is and also the amount of guitars that we have and the brands that we are taking in right now, we have pushed and pulled back from as many trade-ins as we'll do, you know? So it really just depends on what you have, but we're always open to consignment. And we always say this, consignment.
And you get more money. Like, if you're not in the crazy rush for the cash.
That's your best option.
That is the best option, you know?
Doing consignment, and it's also a win-win for everybody because it's not like you're out anything. We're not putting out anything. We're obviously all in the same game of let's sell this guitar. So
sell it.
There you go.
Sell, baby, sell. That's true. All true.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
I mean, you probably know as much about any guitar line. Certainly way more than a civilian's. I mean, I don't like to think about it like that, you know. But we like to dig in, you know. We spend our time.
I mean, and I think we're all like love guitars enough that we've had fair knowledge of things before we ever got here. It's funny because you get some people who want to come work at like a guitar shop, and I'm not talking about anybody specific right now. No idea about any of this stuff, but like, you know, before the first guitar shop I ever worked in, I would be pouring over the like Guitar World and know about the new releases of things, and I knew, you know, at the time Taylors were big, so I knew what all the numbers meant because you know, it was like I dreamed of having one day, you know what I mean, and I knew what all the Fender line things were because I'd sit there with a musician's friend, Kelly. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, okay. And now there were things I didn't know about, but I had like a certain baseline, and I think everybody here is that way. So like in that way, we know as much. But I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people walking around who don't necessarily work at the guitar shop, who've got a pretty good knowledge. Now, I like to think that we see the way we see it and the way we interact with them does give us a bit of, you know, not to pat us on the back or say that we're, you know, more than we are, but, you know, we have like a perspective and a bit of an expert knowledge on a lot of things.
Well, we've been able to get our hands on things.
But it's just seeing it all the time, you know?
Like, I'll tell you this, knowing a lot about 347s. It's a weird Gibson model, right?
But it comes from, they've come in the shop, so we're like, what is this thing?
So I'm like, okay, I know a thorough amount about a 347 now. But I wouldn't expect talking to most people for them to say, oh, I know everything about a 347. It's a weird fucking guitar. If you didn't know everything about it, I'd be like, that's weird.
See, like Greg is like, you know, hate to say it, but I know more about guitars and gear than my life. Yeah, I think you find that a lot. It's kind of like the meme of the dude in Lowe's. It's like, I know more than you. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's probably absolutely true. Well, and if you're like me, like times in my life where I wasn't working in music stores, I would know more usually when I went in, but about the stuff that I was super interested in, my little purview, you know what I mean? And now when we're here, we kind of have to widen it a bit, right?
When I started working here, how much did I know about Taylor and Martin?
Yeah, you had to learn all that stuff, right? Dude. You got to catch up to what you don't know.
Yeah, I knew everything about Fenders, but I was like, I don't know a little bit about Gibson, a little bit about PRS for the most part, like the line and what they carry and stuff. But Taylor, I was like, I remember asking you, I was like, how am I going to remember all these numbers and all this shit? You're like, you'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Well, and listen, there are lines that we don't carry that are sort of out of our wheelhouse, like maybe like a more shreddy metal, kind of like maybe like a Schecter or some things. Where like I do probably know more than some average person walking around who doesn't care about guitar at all. But we have to do more research on that. Or like, but then there are lines that we don't carry that I know a ton about. Like I really like the Josh Williams stuff. I know a fair amount about their line. You know what I mean? But it's just because I like those things. You know what I mean? So, it's just what it is.
That's right, baby. And we know where to find answers. Mary McCheese putting it out there.
Chad says, consignment is great. I promise you that. The Reverend on your wall is coming home with me. poor Chad. We've got his... That's actually a great guitar.
Well...
I don't know.
I think we were talking about some Johnny's Pick stuff yesterday. Me and Baxter were, and we were like, maybe you throw that one into the Johnny's Pick.
I definitely think we're gonna have to expand it beyond just custom shops.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. Like maybe we
just guitars that have been here that like this is stupid that this hasn't sold. I kind of like that concept.
Yes, I think shooting it where it's maybe like a batch of custom shops and then a batch of the things that you're like, you know what, this is just kind of an oddball that doesn't get much light. That'd be cool.
Adam says half the Guitar Center guys usually know more about DJ equipment. I mean, and that just depends on what they hired them for, right? Because, they'll hire those guys for that and sound, and then they get dumped into covering the guitar department, and that kind of sucks to be you know what I mean? But at Guitar Center, there used to be all these modules you could take, and I'm not saying that makes you an expert, but it would at least give you like a working knowledge of some things. Greg knows what I'm talking about. But anyways.
We have a rep. I'll keep this brief. We have a rep who told me that he went into one of his GCs, and he said he had walked around. Nobody walked up to him. Nobody talked to him. He said it was empty. He was like, there was this lady vacuuming, and he said 30 minutes probably went by, and he finally just walked up and said, "Hey, I'm blah blah blah. I'm your whatever rep." And she goes, "Oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm the general manager." And shook his hand, and he was like, "And you're vacuuming? Like right now? Like what?" Like, because it was just, there was no one, there was like maybe 2 other people working, and they were just on their phones, not paying attention. And he was very bewildered by that, so he asked her. He said, "Well, are you a musician?" No, but my boyfriend is." And he was like, "Okay, what made you interested in this?" And she said, "Nothing, I majored in dance." And had no, like, it was bizarre. Anyways, GC for you.
Tom says, "Do one of us have to go up in the shop?" We don't, Tom.
We don't.
We're free today.
We're free.
Let's open. So Ed's got a good question. He says, "I'm going from a digital effects amplifier to my first Blues Junior. Awesome. Can you suggest a good line of pedals, possibly excluding a wah pedal?" Well, you got decent overdrive and reverb on the Blues Junior. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on, like, do you want to get dirty or more saturated, or do you want to get... I mean, like, I don't know that you need anything to start with, but maybe a good place to start is, like, just random individual boss things. Like, get, like, a blues driver and a delay.
I was going to say, you want to get something that, like, is a little more experimental. Get, like, a DD7, because you get a lot of different cool delay sounds in that. If you want something that's a little more traditional, you could still use a boost or something with that.
I mean, depending on which... effects amp thing you have, if you can turn off the amp models and stuff, you could probably set it up to just run the effects and see which ones you love.
Yeah. And
then now I don't love it for so much as for like overdrive pedals, depending on the one you have. But maybe something like that, like a blues driver is awesome. Mm-hmm. Something like a Greer Lightspeed would be amazing in a Blues Junior, just because it pumps it up. If you need something like fuzz, or something like that. I mean,
big muff with that thing,
there's so many options.
You can kick some ass.
I love the old way. You can get the way huge stuff for really decent prices.
Swollen Pickle.
Sounds good. Swollen Pickle, Red Llama.
That's a big muff.
Aquapus. Sold. Done. I mean, that's about, you know what I mean? Like, you can cover a lot of ground with that.
Totally. I think it does totally depend on what you like, though, or what are you looking for?
There you go.
See, those pedal options are just overwhelming. Come on, it's fun. I got a Boss CE1. Not sure exactly what year, but obviously between 78 and 80 or something. If anybody's interested, I got it next door. I'm not really like looking to sell it, but I just got it next door. It's cool. It's a cool pedal that I've used a lot.
For sure.
That's right.
Does anyone actually work at GC? Because I have never observed that behavior. It's a good question. I used to do a little bit of work at GC. Just a little.
Just enough.
Just a little. Yeah, Chad B says the pedal options are overwhelming. I mean, they really are. There's so many options. And there's so many good options. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's just so many good options. And maybe the real answer is probably get to know the amp for a while. I don't know if you know what I mean. Just play the amp, turn the amp like as dirty as you can get it, and then roll your volume knob off, and roll it that way, and then just see what you really need. You know.
Yeah. I mean, a wah pedal would go a long ways with that too.
You know.
Sean, do I need that pedal on my board? I mean, a CE1 is like crazy. It's like a collector's grade chorus pedal. So part of me wants to be like, not really, unless you just want something that's really unique and weird.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm probably going to ask like $1,000 for it and not really plan to sell it. It'll just be like a showpiece for people to check out because you don't see them in the wild that often.
True.
So, it's the first Boss pedal ever, though.
Mayor McCheese says, and I like this. He says, "You guys are specialists, and people are starting to appreciate the value of trusted specialists again." I can agree with that. I can be cool with that, and I appreciate you saying such a thing. And I do think people appreciate that, right? Like I kind of appreciate that.
Extra Screen made a great point. He said, "You aren't there anymore, Jonathan. There may be a reason." I don't think it was. I think they actually felt bad the day that Johnny left GC. I think they were like, "Damn it."
To be fair, I did put in my notice about 2 years before I actually left. They're like, "Please don't go." But there was a special circumstance for that. I drug it out for a long time. I mean, like,
that's amazing.
There was a time where I was still technically employed by Guitar Center, and it was like I was just never, ever, ever, ever there. You know, I'd work like one Tuesday morning, like every 2 or 3 weeks.
More than most people do, and they get a week.
And I wasn't doing sales at all. You know, I was just doing the counts. But yeah, no, it was good. But we had and to be fair, I was at Nashville Guitar Center, which is I feel like it's one of the really good ones, obviously, and so. There's just good people there. The guy that ran the warehouse, everybody was good, you know, and so you just kind of wanted to help them out, but and the discount was great, you know what I mean, like being able to get your strings at cost and all that stuff. That got a little trickier as I was leaving. Like you had to get you say approved. You
worked there 2 years after you turned in your notice, but we all know you were just going back and getting the old 5-finger discount on some packs of strings.
Bro, you would be amazed.
How much
the things
stolen,
I saw.
Dude?
I mean, I'm talking employees, right? Like from people too.
You told me about like how there was like the circle, like this weird thing going on, and like microphones and all this shit being
microphones getting stolen, and like there's a cage in the back, or there used to be with the mics in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'd find like I'd be doing those cycle counts, and we had a warehouse, right? And the tall things of guitar cases. And I found like empty discarded mic boxes up there on top of that thing where like people would steal
shoving them in their pants,
walking down, or stealing cymbals like that, all kind of crazy stuff.
Dude,
it was stuff goes missing. I
went into Sam Ash one day in Raleigh, and this dude had it just had happened as we walked in. The guys in the guitar section were talking about it. A guy tried to stuff a guitar in his pants and ran out the front door with it because they caught him mid-act. And he tossed the guitar into a fucking shit ditch outside and like jumped into it. Was fucking insane.
There's a training video they show you at Guitar Center where the dudes wear baggy pants and they kind of undo it and like put the neck down and then just walk out. There's also the smartest one I've ever seen like in the Guitar Center training videos was a dude would go, he'd buy like a $50, like a cheap keyboard in the cardboard box that's about the size of a guitar box.
Yeah.
Then you go to the bathroom, take the keyboard out, grab a expensive like Les Paul or something, shove it in that keyboard box, seal it back up real quick.
Yeah.
Go to the door, show them the receipt, they check it, and walk right out with it. And I was like, not that I'm condoning this. But I was like, well, damn, that's pretty. I mean, and the only reason some of those dudes get caught doing that stuff is because they do it one time too many, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then people are, but I mean, like,
But I mean, that is fucking, it's crazy. The things people will think of to fucking.
There was, when I was there, right? Like, you have to come in every morning, which is, it's crazy to me now thinking back, like, what I got paid and the fact that I did this. I'd come in, go in the little office, there's a safe, and I would count all the cash from the day before and add all the, like, credit card transactions and checks and make sure that everything squared.
Balance out. Yeah.
And then I'd put the cash in this like little plastic bag, and there was a drop box. And then once a week, the dudes would come in with the gun and the armored truck, and they'd take all the money.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be like $10,000 a day, like at Guitar Center Nashville. It'd be a lot, a lot of cash,
Easy.
Sometimes that much, sometimes more, sometimes less, but a lot of cash, right?
Yeah.
And there's this story about a dude who like, because you come in and you got to do it, and there's this horrible little green screen program that you type all the numbers in, and it's supposed to all square, and it takes a while. And then once you do that, that's when all the guys can like actually come in and get their drawers and go back out with their change drawers for the day, because they're all in the office, right? They're not in the cash register. Yeah. This could have all changed, but this was the system.
That's opening your register.
That's opening your till. Yeah, exactly.
If you don't know, I'm sure most of you do.
There was some place, and I think it was in Texas, right? And the dude, like we had a big staff because it was Guitar Center Nashville. It was like $24 million a year store. You know what I mean? Like, so like obviously there's employees, but I'm handling all this cash, making a minimum wage and trying to fade with commission and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
You would think that they'd be like, we need
it's a lot of responsibility.
We need somebody in there at least making 60 to 80K.
But it was, whatever. And it would get stressful when you couldn't find like the money and you're like, oh shit. But anyways, so you had to put that envelope in the drop box so that the armored truck people could come pick it up and deposit it in the bank every so often, right? Yeah. Well, a lot of the stores that are smaller, it's just the operations manager, like in the warehouse, like in North Charleston or somewhere, like the smaller Guitar Centers that I've worked in or been in. Yeah. So this dude would get there every day and start trying to do it. And I don't know this guy. This was just like the story they tell you to make sure you didn't do this. Yeah. And he, I guess for every however many days, something would happen and he wouldn't finish the process. So he just like checked it all off and then put the deposit bags in the drawer with intentions of going back and fixing it, right? Well, he ends up going 2 or 3 weeks without like finishing them. So he's got all this money in his drawer in the desk. It's like $80,000, It's not like it's a lot of money, but it's not like go live forever money. Do you know what I mean? No. Well, corporate calls and says, hey man, like you haven't been balancing, the thing, and we haven't been able to pick up a deposit, and we like, do you have it? And he was like, oh, weird. He panicked. And he was like, something must be wrong. So, long story short, I guess, he basically panics, grabs all that cash, puts it in a bag, and just takes off. Like, goes on the run. Which, of course, they caught him. And I'm like, where were you going to go? Where you're going to go start a new life? I mean, I guess you could.
If you're going to do that, you got to really think it through and be like, okay.
It was total pure
before they ever even fucking
panic,
called.
Like pure anxiety. And I would just be like, man, listen, you don't pay me enough. I don't have anybody helping me. I've not gotten this done. There's $80,000 in my drawer. I mean, you should have just said that, right?
Said that, and they would have been like,
if you need to fire me, just fire me. But this dude, like, literally just took off. Like $80,000. I wish Greg would be like, it was me. I was that guy. But it was wild, dude.
It is really, yeah. I mean, you got to have your ducks in a row. And that's not going to get you far.
I think if I remember the story right, because it's been a long time, but like they called him multiple times, and he kept putting them off, and he just panicked more and more and more, and finally, like they were coming that day. Yeah. Like whoever, I don't know if it was the main district guy or the guy with the gun in the armored truck or who was coming, but he was like, I got to get out of here, and just threw the money in the bag and
all this. $80K. What you can do with $80K?
I think especially by the time when you're on the run. I think by the time he left, it was like just over $100K, like $120,000.
If you make it, if you get
Mexico,
get to Mexico. I mean, I'm sure
because I think he was in Texas. I think it was Texas, but I don't remember. But anyways,
hell, if you get there, I mean, you'd be fine. But hell. Ain't no way.
Ed says, do either of you step in and be the bass player when needed? Baxter is by far the best bass player.
He's the best player, easily.
So, like, I would just be a very sad, mediocre, getting you by bass player. I mean, some things, if it was in my wheelhouse, I could be a decent bass player. Yeah. But Baxter's just the actual good bass player. So. Yeah.
If you like, I went and played bass on a little run with my friend Chelsea. But like, you gotta, if I got the songs and I can hit them and rehearse them enough, and you're like, hey, I don't want anything fancy, just do you. I can do that.
Todd Roy says that's why I'm living in Canada now, Jonathan. I can't go back. Nothing would make me happier. That got me a car and a coffee here in Canada.
Nice.
That's amazing. You went the wrong way. You should have gone south. Yeah. Ned says Baxter is definitely good on bass. He just has, it's just Baxter's groove is very, very, very good.
He knows how to take that thing for a walk. You know what I mean?
You know? So
take it for a walk.
There's the deep well of feel and knowledge. That's why Baxter jumps in on bass.
That's right.
And then I think he pities me. He's like, okay, all right, I'm gonna make you sound like something. You know. But yeah, pretty good. But we have fun. We have a lot of fun jamming. I'm glad you guys like the series where we're doing. If nothing else, it was worth it just to have someone take home my old red sparkle, Johnny Stallion.
I know. That was cool. The other guitars too that are in that series, check them out. We'll make a playlist. We got another one coming out Friday, and then
yeah, that'll be the fourth one, I do believe.
I need to write that down. 2
Strats and 2 Tellys so far. But yeah, we'll have some more coming. And like I said, I think at some point I will branch out a bit from the Fender custom shops. We just had a lot of custom. The whole idea for that series was we had a lot of custom shops that I was like, man, why are these still here? They're like so good. And I know it's part of it's because we spec so many, but we order some really good ones too. So like if you don't want to wait and you're thinking about one,
yeah.
And usually a lot of times, for whatever reason, sometimes those end up being a little better price, especially if they were some sort of like NAMM limited thing. Yeah. Custom shop tends to kind of price them down a little bit, so it's kind of nice.
Crack them down.
But anyways, anything else, Wild? If you're around, come to Moco Rising. That's our big show. Saturday.
Tickets are like 95% sold.
I will tell you this: if Sean and I don't ruin it, Baxter set's going to be really fun.
It's going to be awesome.
And it's totally different than anything else going on in the show. And then the last act is actually Craig Fuller from Pure Prairie League and Little Feat. And so he's the fellow who wrote Amy, which we'll be doing it. I'll play a couple songs with him too. And then Elijah McCormick from American Idol. And then Julie Golden, who is a young lady from around here who is kind of taking the world by storm. She's good, man. She's very good. Good voice, good songs.
Yeah, I feel like she's got a good stage presence.
It's
funny to see her kind of like grow up and get better at like kind of doing the command thing, which is nice. She's on her way.
I will say, both of them, sometimes when people are primarily singers and you're like directing the band, you kind of worry, like, do they know when to come in? Do they know the songs? Yeah. Both of them, to their credit, very much knew the songs well enough to sort of like give like commands and say, hey, what if we did this? And I was like, okay. Pros. So couldn't ask for more. Pretty awesome. But anyways, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hit like, hit subscribe.
Hit the bell.
The bell. I think don't forget to go sign up for the members only giveaway.
Yeah.
Because that's got to be almost to a close, right? Like we'll be ready to give that thing away this week.
Friday.
So make sure you go in there and comment if you are a member.
That's right.
And yeah, we'll see you next time.